Play there, Nathan. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Russian Starleague Season 5 Group F. This will be your first match of the day. And spawning in the top left position as your red Zerg player coming in from Team Millennium, it is GosWser. Spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Terran player coming in from Team Acer, it is MMA. Many fangirls shifted uncomfortably as they saw MMA's name on the screen. But it was a good shift, not a bad one. And we have a very fast SCV moving out for MMA. If you guys don't know, the map that we're playing on for this match to kick things off is Bloodmist. Arguably the smallest map ever made. Only rivaled by Steps of War and how frustratingly easy it is to proxy outside of your opponent's base. And well, look at MMA. Now this is actually a really good position for our proxy Reaper. But, yeah, you guys, he's going to take the gas. So I wasn't sure if it would be proxy 2-Rax or proxy Reaper. It will be Reaper. This is stupidly close. Of course, guys, we are in the final group match of the Russian Starleague Season 5 group stage. And yes, Bloodmist does stand for this red hue that we have over the map. It's quite a pretty map, actually. I really like some of the detailed features of it, of course. It's a very small map, but all in all, it's got a cool vibe to it. It's like if Xeris Prime wasn't stupidly large, it could have been this map. Or I guess that'd be taking it in the other direction, but GosWser is going to scout out. He sees, okay, there's no barracks here, so he is aware that there's likely going to be a proxy base very close to him. Of course, he's going for a fast expand into the spawning pool, and now the proxy barracks is complete. The first Reaper is on the way for MMA, and this is going to be pretty rough to hold off for GosWser because his barracks is quite literally next to his base. It doesn't really get much closer, and MMA's dancing this SCV. Oh goodness, he wants to have a nice strong forward location, and you can tell that MMA studied this map a little bit because this map, you know, it's not something that you would see in normal tournaments, not something that we would often or even ever see on ladder or any other competitive sort of event. For Russian Starleague Season 5, we added in a bunch of new community-made maps just so that we could try them out in a competitive environment. And well, MMA has already found a nice way to abuse this map. He's got his Reaper in here as fast as humanly possible. No kills just yet. GosWser needs to hold out for 50 seconds for his Queen to complete. That's going to be the real decider here if you have how well he's going to be able to hold it. But one drone has finally died. It looks like MMA might be able to get a second one here. He does get a second kill, and this is actually not a bad start here. This is, of course, a best of 3. This is the first match of the day, so MMA, if he wins this, will go up to play the winner of the next match, which will be Huck versus Hyun. We actually have a really good group today. The player names very familiar probably to most of you as far as these players that you've seen before go. So MMA is going to pick off most, if not all, of these Zerglings, and he's going to continue to put this pressure on. The Queen is out. We'll be able to zone the Reapers away for now, but yeah, he's doing some nice micro with this bunker, and he's not going to be thrown back very easily at all. Behind this, we have the factory at home. He likely just built the reactor on it since the barracks is so far away, and he's also going to throw in a command center. So he's going to expand, which is totally fine. And these Reapers, he's not losing them. He's using the bunker for them to go inside and regenerate, and he's actually going to kill the Queen. And now the next Queen is still about 30 seconds away, so MMA is just doing a crazy amount of damage to GosWser. He may be able to do game-winning damage in the early phases of this game. Of course, it's a best of 3, but GosWser does not want to lose the first map like this. He's taken quite a significant amount of damage. 5 drones killed, as well as that Queen, and all 6 of those Zerglings that he made earlier. MMA just being so tenacious with this harass. He has lost the second Reaper, though. So, he's only got 1 of the 3 left. He's still making Reapers, too, which is quite interesting. He's not really setting his barracks home. He's not going to invest in more barracks production just yet, and he grabs another drone. Very nice pickup for MMA. GosWser, in the meantime, he's having a difficult time making drones. We finally have 2 more about to come out, but the total workers counted tab is actually going to strongly favor MMA. Keep in mind, he also has a mule, so this is a very nice economic position for him. These Reapers might get boxed in. GosWser, is he going to try to go around the hatchery to keep him away? No. Oh, the drones are going to get the surround potentially, blocking the Reaper's exit path off, and the Queens will be able to move in, but those Reapers are just so damn fast. Both will be able to hide, at least for now. Oh, this last Reaper, is he going to be able to make it out? Mission impossible. He will escape, so Nice play. And he still has the bunker to fall back on. Oh, great catch there. He zipped around a little too fast, I think. The MMA, he's going straight up to 3 command centers. The Hellions are out. These Lings without speed aren't going to be able to do much at all. And this is one of the weaknesses of going for an opening versus Terran that doesn't involve gas as a Zerg player, because you find yourself without really much in the department of units that can catch the Reapers to kill them off. But MMA is going for, you know, a pretty greedy follow-up, but he can kind of afford to. He's done more than enough economic damage that he, you know, a GosWser can't really afford to go for some kind of big counterattack. He is going to take double gas, and at this point, he's probably just going to, yeah, there's a Roach Warren, and, you know, you're taking so much damage as a Zerg player. Sometimes the best thing to do when you've taken too much damage is to just try to go for some sort of crazy all-in, because the longer the game goes on, the longer this economic advantage for MMA is going to build up. And MMA is playing fairly greedy behind his pressure, so this is in all honesty the best time for GosWser to attack. But the problem is MMA's seen the Roach Warren. He knows. So behind this, all he really needs to do is build a couple of Marauders, get a couple bunkers, and he'll be more than safe. In fact, we could see some Widow Mines come out of here next. We have the 3 barracks production set up, and these Hellions just putting on lots of pressure. Just endless amounts of toasting up a lot of Zerglings. Transfuse goes down on the Queen, and look at this micro from MMA. He's got so many weak Hellions, and GosWser is having a really hard time finishing off those last couple weak ones. So you can just send these Hellions home, repair them, and go right back out onto the battlefield. We have SCVs being pulled, actually, which are most likely going to be for repairing purposes, but 9 Roaches are on the way for GosWser. MMA, is he going to be able to hold this pressure off? He's not been building any bunkers whatsoever, despite scouting this Roach Warren, which is kind of interesting to see. There's no way he doesn't know about this, and he is going to try to repair with these SCVs, but he's not going to be welcome here for too much longer. Double engineering bay on the way for our Terran player. I like that he went for the barracks production before the engineering base. It's going to allow him to stay safe versus this pressure. He does have a good amount of production. I still think that getting a couple bunkers wouldn't hurt him, just for posterity's sake, but one Hellion will finally die. These SCVs getting left behind a little bit. And Baneling Nest is on the way with a lot of Zerglings. GosWser knows that he needs to basically do some sort of crazy amount of damage if he wants to win this. And MMA, man, he's just putting on the pressure. He doesn't really care. Just going back and forth. And he's staying in his opponent's face. He might try to go for some counter run by once the Roaches leave the base if they move too far away, but he just did so much damage to that early Reaper pressure. It's really, really hard. You know, if you guys are looking at this, you know, look at this game and you say, oh, well, man, GosWser is just playing so sloppy. No, that Reaper pressure just did so much damage because this map is so small. And that's one of the reasons why Zerg players typically don't like the large maps. Now, he is finally getting a bunker, but it's not going to be up in time for this push. Nor will Stem or his first 2 medevacs, so this could actually end up being pretty difficult to hold. The Hellions should be able to take out all these Banelings, though. The Roaches will need to go up into the front. We don't have any SCVs pulled to repair yet either, and the wall is not technically done, but here this SCV goes. It's going to fall very quickly. The Roaches and the Banelings and the Zerglings are moving in. These Hellions are holding the line. The bio, it does have the high ground, so it's a very nice position. GosWser may try to just equalize the economy here. If he can kill off these SCVs, he's going to bring himself a lot closer. Oh, those SCVs are stacked so hard. The Banelings are going to blow up on a lot of these, charging their way up the ramps, but they're not going to hit too much more of this Bioforce. But GosWser has done a decent amount of economic damage to MMA. He's killed about 13 SCVs, and that's obviously a lot more than, than he had before, which was 0. But MMA now has Widow Mines out. He still has a lot of bio. Stim is now done. Now he has medevacs. We should see Combat Shield start up soon. And MMA's landed his 3rd command center. This is still a really rough position to be in for GosWser because he doesn't have the lair tech, which means he can't follow up with anything like speed Roach timing or speed Banelings. He's going to add on a single evolution chamber. And this is, well, it's still a tough position to be in for GosWser. He's still very far behind in economy. He did give himself a small drone lead, but the problem is MMA still has 3 mules available to him through these 3 orbital commands. And guys, a mule is 4 SCVs, 3 times 4. He's basically got an additional 12 workers in this scenario, so GosWser is really not in that great of a position, and this follow-up push from MMA could break his spine. almost like Bane versus Batman style. Now he's going to drop into the back of the main base, as Lings are there to catch it for GosWser. Without Baneling speed, catching the drops is going to be very difficult, though. And now MMA is pressing on towards the creep. Does he have energy to scan? Yes, he is going to try to take out some of these creep tumors, eliminate the vision from being available for GosWser. Let's look at his vision. GosWser's vision of this area slowly becoming smaller and smaller. The drop's going to hit the main base. Marines doing what they can. The Widowmine gets a burrow and gets a big hit off on these units. A nice amount of kills there. And here, ooh, he's being forced to step backwards. And there's the GG. GosWser taps out, and MMA takes game number 1 in this best of 3 for the first match here of our Russian Starleague Group F. So, nice play there from MMA. Going for the fast Reaper, and I think that was about as much as he really needed to do. That map is so small, it's very easy to do lots of damage to the Proxy Reaper, and especially on that map. I don't really have much else to say. It's really the map that played a big role in how effective MMA's strategy is. GosWser will, of course, be able to pick a much more favorable map for Zerg versus Terran. He is actually pretty damn good, so I wouldn't expect the rest of this series to be quite so one-sided. But yeah, we'll get into the next game as soon as we can, guys. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Russian Starleague Group F, Game 2 between GosWser and MMA coming up.